one night till the birds start chirping, you know? That's how it used to be. When you change your life, motherfuckers think that you being fake. You know what I'm saying? I come from the bottom, the gutter, like, you know, syrup sandwiches in the trailer park. You know, I understood the needs of wanting to get something and having to go get something. I used to play basketball all day in the snow. I came out 9th grade homecoming and 10th grade homecoming with white parents. Deb P-Line brought me out, and Ken P-Line brought me out. I'm solid with this shit, bro. All right, bet, brother. So I always been like that. Always been a nigga who stood firm on some shit. I played basketball for hours. You know what I'm saying? I used to be on the block when it was gangs, you know what I'm saying, affiliated, where we would fight with other gangs of Bay City and fight them when I was, 14, 13 years old, 16 years old. I'd have been through shootouts and fights and scraps. And my first shootout was when I was at Garber, homecoming. No, Prime. Prime, I believe. It was Prime night, and me and my dog was going to meet some people. You know, drug exchange went wrong between him and somebody else. He told me later, he like, yeah, these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? One of my white boys was like, hey, these motherfuckers might be tripping, Victor. He was like, Victor, man, they might be tripping, Victor. I'm like, shit, man, I got you. You know what I'm saying? We go there. His brother had a gun, so we took his brother's gun. His brother was older than us. We met motherfuckers on the street, and really the tradition of Garber, sometimes when you're going to homecoming or Prime, they'll let off like fireworks. Like Central and Garber is a culture shock. It's a culture shock. Like at Garber, the culture is yo-yos and saying, like, I don't give a man, that motherfucker. Like, they'll do that. Like, that's the, okay, over at Central, they have large groups of people that will have closed off people. You know, so it's a culture shock. And I went to both schools and I endured both. You know what I'm saying? I understood how to move at Central, understood how to move at Garber. And them the only two schools I went to besides Kramer. That was my middle school. I went to Woodside, which Woodside is an elementary school. I went to Lensday for probably half the year, you know. And I just always been a motherfucker who, I'm not no tough motherfucker. I always thought that was corny. I'm not nobody who likes to fight. I'm not nobody who likes to, you know, glorify nothing that's not in between what I've been, you know, trying to do. And all I care about, truthfully, is parenting, you know, which is, you know, includes my kids, music, basketball, and my family life. You know, I never really cared about fighting that much. Who had the most drug deals, who had the most bitches, and I always had bitches. You know what I'm saying? I always had bitches. Like, you know what I'm saying? To tell you the truth, I always had bitches. And I've always been popular. You know, I had motherfuckers like, oh man, Vic, I made you or something. It's like, how did you make me? And you ain't go to the same schools I went to. When I was at Kramer, I was popping. I was somebody. I was known, gang. You ready for me? Yeah. Okay. I just never was the type of nigga to sit here and do bullshit, bro. I'm not into bullshit. I'm not into niggas being like, oh, bro, you know, let's go fight these dudes or this or that, or we real niggas, so we about to shoot this house up. Like, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? I never really thrived off that. That never was my thing. You know what I'm saying? I never was the most toughest motherfucker to try to be on people's blocks, and I never claimed them. I never was like, I'm from Saginaw, I'm from Detroit, I'm from Flint, I'm from Lansing, I'm from Midland, there's somebody who just be lying. There's motherfuckers on my thing like, oh yeah, you went to a Midland school. Show me one Midland school I went to. Show me one milling school I went to. You feel me? Motherfuckers be bullshit. I ain't never went to no milling school. Because anything I am, I'm an open book. I'm not nobody who lies, bro. I'm not nobody who fabricates stories and makes up and exaggerates. That's not my thing, you know what I'm saying? I like to tell the truth, and I like to tell what happened. If I went to a garbage school, if I didn't go to a garbage school, I would tell you. If I went to another school, I would tell you, because I would be like, hey, I would name that to my story. I'm just not in the line, bro. I never have been. I never been somebody on the block acting like I'm not something. I never banged the neighborhood I'm not from. I'm from Bay City and Exersville. Grew up in Saginaw Bay Estates, Baytown. Before I moved to Saginaw Bay Estates, I went to Baytown. I went to Saginaw Bay Estates, moved to 11th Street, moved to 15th Street, moved to 26th Street, moved to 30th Street, you know what I'm saying? All around Bay City. And other people be like, oh, remember you lived in Midland? No. I lived in Florida, I lived in Atlanta, and I lived in, Bay City, Michigan my whole life. So anybody saying that is just somebody just trying to make narratives up that never happened. And I don't believe in that. I'm a firm believer in be nigga who you are. No matter who I am, I'm gonna be what the fuck I am. I don't give a fuck who's there, who the fuck likes it, who dislikes it, who loves it. I'm gonna be who I am. Straight up and down. And I don't give a fuck about none of that.